Hi, I'm Pattu from Free FinCal. Today, let's talk about a question or some variant of this question that's on many young earners' minds. This question is something that a viewer asked. I've been investing in index funds for 3 years now. Can I book partial profits now? So, the answer doesn't depend on whether the investment is in index funds or active funds or anything, but why? I mean, why should you book partial profits now? Only because you got gains, only because the returns are very high? That's not the reason to pull out money from equity. What the problem is that somebody or the other is always unhappy or jittery about the market condition. If there is a strong bull run, people think that there's going to be a crash and they want to pull out money or partially pull out money. If there's a bear run, people want to either stay away or they want to go all in, and it's all sort of extreme reactions are often seen in the markets. The what I've always been saying is that this is mainly because you do not have a proper plan. That is the reason why you are reacting to the markets. Your investment plan, your investment strategy should not depend on market conditions. If it depends on market conditions, then you will you can never sleep peacefully. You will always worry about what somebody said on Twitter, what somebody said in the the TV channels. That's not the way to live life at all. That's not the way to build wealth at all. That's just not going to be productive. I think you have to develop a autopilot system. I mentioned this just yesterday. You have a system where you don't need to worry about the markets. You don't care what happens to the markets. No matter what happens, at some point in the year, I'm going to review my portfolio. I'm just going to spend 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour if you like. That's it. I'm not going to look at my portfolio any other time. I'm just going to put my head down and keep investing systematically. Unless I think we develop that kind of a strategy, we are always going to be worried about what happens to the market. Is the market going to crash? Whatever. I mean, I saw a tweet a couple of days back where they say very precisely, it is almost like some itinerary. I mean, the market is going to fall next month, it seems, and it is going to stay down or stay fallen until middle of next year. This is it's not as if it's a prediction. It's almost they're talking about it like a certainty. What is more disappointing is if you look at the comments to that tweet, there are so many people who actually believe that's right, who actually believe that this guy is saying what's going to happen, and nobody. I did not see any strong objection saying nobody can ever know this, and obviously nobody can ever know. It's just, such a waste of time following these people on Twitter. I don't follow that guy. I was shown this tweet by a reader, so I had to look at it. It's just nuts. I don't know why this happens. So please don't remove money from equity just because your returns are high. You have to look at it from a contextual perspective. That is why I keep saying asset allocation matters, your goal matters. And with respect to your asset allocations, you make your portfolio decisions. So let's look at investors who should book profits now. I have talked about this before, but I think it won't hurt to do it again. If you've been investing 100% in equity, this is a great time to pull out some money from equity and have a proper asset allocation. So you should book partial profits now. Whatever. And obviously, there's no such thing called profit booking. I use that term because many people use it. You cannot separate profit from principal in the capital markets, whether it is a mutual fund or stock. When you pull out, when you make a redemption of some money, that money will always have part of your principal. It will always have some capital loss or capital gain. So there's no way you can separate it out. Then if you need money within the next 5 years, then again completely exit from equity. Thank your lucky stars, you have just been lucky. And if your asset allocation is, let's say, 50%, the target is 50%, and today the asset allocation is 55% or 60%, more than 5% deviation, more than 5% higher or lower, then you should do a rebalance. Now it's probably more 5% higher. So if it's from 50 or 60, it has gone to 55 or 65 or more than that, remove that amount from equity, sell it and put it into fixed income. Then that you call it partial profit booking or you call it rebalancing, whatever it is, it doesn't make a difference as long as you have a plan. If you need money within the next 10 years, then you should start reducing your equity exposure today. Don't listen to people who say last 3 years you can do it. That's just garbage. In my course, I show you what will happen if you do it within the last 3 years. That's just nonsense. Most people say all these things without any kind of proof, and I show you the proof there. Anyway, so if it is just a few years left for your goal, within 10 years at least, start reducing your equity exposure today. I have already done this. I have started reducing my equity exposure from 60% to 55% in equity and so on. But mine is a very it depends on the actual corpus. I'll talk more about it in the audit when I do it in the end of the year. If you are holding multiple mutual funds, 3 or 4 large caps, 3 or 4 multi caps, 3 or 4 mid caps, then this is a way you can sell some and trim your portfolio to make it lean and mean. People who should not be booking profits now, I've always said it, don't use returns and gains for making investment decisions. That's not the way to do it, because I have already documented how my returns, my overall mutual fund returns for the equity portfolio have fluctuated. It went from 9% before the crash, 9-10% before the crash. Bottom of the crash, it became 2.75%. It has gone up to 13, 14, 15% now. I haven't checked recently. But that doesn't mean anything. My financial independence status never wavered. It was always more than 30-35 times my annual expenses. It has now increased more because of the bull run and so on. That's a different matter. But returns are irrelevant to portfolio decisions. You make portfolio decisions based on the money requirement in future. So if your equity exposure is less, for example, some people have 20-30% equity or 10% equity, rest of it is all in fixed income, then for God, why do you want to book partial profits now? You don't need to. Your goal is to hit your target asset allocation of 50-60%, provided that's suitable for your end goal. Then don't rebalance. Leave it alone. Keep investing more. So everything depends on asset allocation. If you have your asset allocation right, if you have your plan right, you will not depend on what the market is going to do. You will not worry about what the market is going to do. You will sleep much better. It's obvious or simple common sense which strategy to choose. But that's the reason why most people won't choose it.